Okay, I have also sent a link related to the ebooks where you can avail the ebooks, the actual test, the recent actual test, and we are giving you a special discount. You just have to use the code special20 to get 20% off on the ebooks. And these ebooks, that is, you can buy a combo as well. And these ebooks are related to IELTS listening, writing, speaking, and reading. You will be able to get all the ebooks with the discount of 20% off, with the discount of 20% actually. Okay. So hello everyone, good evening. This is Yesha and presenting to you day 12. And the topic for today is graph language and line graph. Generally, students feel difficulty when they been given a graph that is a line graph because it has many different curves and various categories. So we will be doing that. So before that, I also have a request to the participants who actually have never given any feedback. So if these participants can give us a feedback related to the sessions, then it would be great. I would be happy because I can make changes in my teaching. I can also make changes with the topics that I'm taking. And also, I can also add a few exercises, or I can work out something related to your own needs. So if you can give us the feedback, that would be great. And yes, the link is also provided. So I've provided all the links, the YouTube channel link, the ebooks link, as well as the feedback link. Now, let's start with the session. Let's start with the session. Today, we are going to learn about graph language and line graph. Especially the language is related to not the templates. I'm not going to give you any templates. What is the meaning of templates? The structured sentences that can be used. If you cannot use this, you can use this. Or if you don't want to use the other one, you can use the you can use many other options as well. So I'm not going to give you any template, but I'm going to explain you the importance of the adjectives as well as the adverbs and how adjectives can be taken as the adverbs by just changing or adding suffix to the word. Now, what is the meaning of prefix and suffix? It is actually prefix, a few letters added in the first part of the word and to the first part of the word, and suffix is called as the letters which is added at the end of the word. It completely changes the meaning. Can you give me a few examples of any word and the different meaning, please? Okay, let's take a word. Let's take a word, educate. If I want to change the word by adding a suffix, what will be the answer? Educate. Educate can be converted into by adding a suffix, by adding a few letters at the end of the word, and it will change the meaning. Educate is a verb. Educated, that is also a verb. What is my point is, I would completely change the parts of the speech as well. Educator, okay, that is a noun. Education, exactly. If I give you a word, an adjective called significant, how will you change it as an adverb? Significant. How are you going to change it into an adverb? What will you add to change it into adverb? What is the meaning of significant? Important, significantly. Yes, perfect. So this is what we'll be learning today, how you can use this. So if I use a significant increase, how will I change it? A significant increase. How can I change the word to a different form, but I will not be changing the meaning? It will not be changing, it will not change the meaning. So significant increase, a significant increase. that would be changed into an adverbial phrase. It will significantly increase. Okay. Change it into adverbial. Okay. This is adverbial phrase. It will significantly increase. Okay. That is good. Anything else? Anything else? Any other answer? It is going to increase significantly. It is going to increase significantly. The sentence will not come in the line graphs. Only the condition is if it has a future perspective, that is estimated count. But it is going to increase, it is going to significantly increase. This is a perfect sentence, but grammatically wrong. You have to write, it is going to increase significantly. Okay, or it may increase significantly. You can take in this way. In case if you are going to present the estimated sentence, estimated future sentence. Nishan, the question is, I actually gave the question, and I guess it's been only 2 or 3 minutes that you have joined, but we started the session exactly at 7 p.m. Yes, exactly. So this is the point. When you read the sentence again, it is possible for you to fix it again, because many times you realize that the sentence is not grammatically correct. That is the intention, right? The intuition or intention. But you realize that the sentence is grammatically wrong, and eventually you change the grammar, or you write the sentence properly according to the grammatical structure. Now, let's start today's class, where I am going to explain you about the structure of reports. So structure of report, you all know that it is going to be 4 paragraphs. The paragraph 1, the paraphrasing of the question. Paragraph 2, overview of the graph that is given. Let's take 2 main features, maximum 2 main features. And then paragraph 3 is going to be the detailed explanation of the first main feature. Paragraph 4, the details of the other features or the second main feature. Right? I'm closing the chat box, and we'll not be discussing anything now. So the point is, when you come here, this is something given as, line graph, where the candidate is thinking how it can be changed or how it can be written. You can see there are many fluctuations, and each and every line has a different color. So for example, if your graph or the line graph doesn't have different color, it may have different borders, or I would say it may have different line structures. It may be dotted, it may be what we say, a straight line, it may be a broken line. So it can be anything. Here I would present you one question which is talking about US energy consumption by fuel. Okay, US, they're talking about USA. They are talking about USA and USA's energy consumption by fuel. That is, when you talk about fuel, you clearly get many ideas, many nouns, the names of the fuels like petrol and oil, coal, natural gas, nuclear energy, or nuclear or solar energy, wind, hydropower energy. We have many. So can you give me how many number of categories there are? There are 6 categories. And you can see the structure of each and every line is different. The design of each and every line is different. It is actually calculating in the units of quadrillion. Okay, in the units of quadrillion. So, and the year, the period starts from 1980, and it is actually depicting the future as well, estimating the future as well. The future year is taken till 2030. It is taken till 2030. Okay, so here you will be able to explain about the future, the estimated calculation in the future, and you will be making a comparison between the past, that is from 1980 and 2030. Okay, so can we do like yesterday? If you can give me the paraphrased introduction. If you can give me the paraphrased introduction, please, it will be great. The question says, the graph below gives information from a 2008 report. From a 2008 report about consumption of energy in the USA since 1980 with projections until 2030. Can you give me the answer related to this, please? Can you give me the answer? The paraphrased introductory statement. Can you give me the answer, please? Can I have the answers? Can I have the responses? Take your time. Okay, fine. Might be you need some time. I'll give you 2 minutes. Please take your time and present a very good introduction like we did yesterday. And you should be able to give the answer related to this. No responses. Why? Why no responses? Okay, it is your first class. Alpha, that's completely fine. But there are many candidates who actually, have attended this session. Okay, fine. No problem. Can you actually just give me which particular category is floating high? Which particular category is floating high? Let's discuss a few questions. Which particular category is floating high? Quickly, if you can give me the answer. Which is the highest one? Petrol and oil. Okay. Which is the second highest? Which is the second highest? Coal. And the third one is? See, very good. Charu, that's great to have an answer. So I would definitely dictate this answer. The diagram provides the data of power consumption in USA since 1980 with a prediction until 2030. Very nicely presented. It's a very good answer, I would say. Great answer. And congratulations, Charu, doing really well. Okay, so if you can answer the questions now, if you can answer the other questions now. So yes, welcome, Charu. So which is the third category? The third category is natural gas. Okay. Can we have the similar categories? The three similar categories which started at the same point and somewhere has also ended to the predicted part, which has also ended to the predicted part being steady over the years. Being steady over the years, or it has just shown a minimal increase. What is the meaning of minimal increase? Not showing a great increase like petrol and oil or the coal. Which are the three categories? Nuclear, solar, or wind, and hydropower. Yes, perfect. And this can be said that it actually doesn't, you can say that hydropower, it increased below 5 units, but it also, decreased over the period, or it is almost the same over the years. There is no change. At the end, there would be no change. You can say there would be no change as you're going to describe about the future. So the predicted number would be the same. Okay. Nishan has given the answer. The provided line graph illustrates. It will be Nishan, it will be illustrates because you're taking only one line graph. So your verb will be having S. Okay. The provided line graph illustrates about the data of power consumption. Very good. In particular nation. Which nation? In USA. You don't have to take in particular nation, or you can say in America, or you can describe it in a complete way. United States of America. You can both. You can describe in this way. And since 1980, predicted till 2030. Predicted till 2030. You have to take it in this way. So I've given you the correct sentence according to the proper grammar. The above graph, that is what I said. You don't have to go with the above part. Just remove the word above. The graph, which graph it is, Chahat, you have to describe which graph it is. So you have to write the line graph states the statistics from a 2008 report, okay, about the usage of energy in the USA since 1980 with predictions until 2030. You have not made major changes, but then too it is fine. It is okay if I do not consider any grammatical error or if I do not take any spelling error. I would say that it's completely fine. Okay. Now, let's take the answer. Let's take the answer. I will just, okay. Let's take the answer here. The answer says the line graph shows energy consumption. This is called as taking collocation. Energy consumption is a collocated word in context to the consumption of energy. Instead of that, they have taken it as energy consumption. You can do this. This is also called as a very good way of showing your linguistic skill. It's not changing the meaning. You have just changed the position of the words by stating it in a different way. Still, the meaning is the same. You can do this. This is called as change of words. Change of words, changing into a different way of presenting it. And the way here it is called as collocation. Collocated words. Okay. By fuel type. That is what I said. What are the different categories produced here? There are different 6 categories and these are fuel. See, yesterday I very clearly said that we can take the x-axis part and we can take the y-axis part. We can also take the heading, or we can take the title that is given to the graph. We can definitely use that, right? Now, here they have used that only. By fuel type in the United States from 1980 to 2008 with projected use until 2030. Why till 2008? Because they took the report in 2008 with a prediction till 2030. You can definitely go with this idea. Next is, let's take the overall statement. Overall statement says fossil fuels have been the dominant type and will continue this trend in the future. Nuclear and renewable energy sources have represented a small but significant proportion of total energy use, and despite small projected gains, it is projected that they will continue doing so. The point is, people will definitely use the fossil fuels as well as the natural or the natural powers, that is wind power, hydropower, to use up the energy or to consume the energy. It will be continued in the future as well. People will not stop using the energy till 2030. The prediction is till 2030, and definitely they are not going to discontinue using the energy. That is what here it is given. They have made 2 categories, taking petrol, oil, coal and natural gas have been taken as fuel types, that is fossil fuel types, and these are the nuclear power, that is nuclear power, solar power, wind power, hydropower are taken as natural energy. Are taken as natural energy. So they have taken two, the main categories, and that is being divided into subcategories. They took it in this way. Now, let's take the main body paragraph where they have explained about petrol and oil, and that is why my question was, which is the category which, went to the highest. It started with the highest till it ended to the highest, so people will not stop using petrol or oil in the future. It is predicted that they would be using more of petrol and oil in the future, but they will not decrease the consumption. That is what is given here, and they have taken it from 1980 to 2008, and this trend is set to continue with a projected value of nearly 50 units in 2030. Okay, the next one is in 1980, the natural gas and coal came in second and third with around 60 quadrillion units and 20 quadrillion units respectively. When you take respectively, it says that you have taken two categories here. You have taken two categories and considering these two positions and taking the units. So you need to write respectively, which clearly states natural gas in the second position, and it has 16 quadrillion units. And you take coal, which is in the third position, and 20 quadrillion units respectively. Yes, it is okay to write Q because this particular Q will not be considered as one word. No, the complete 16Q will be considered as one word. When you do the word count, when you do the number of words, when you count the number of words, this particular number will be taken as, one word. Just imagine how you write 8 kilometers. So you write 8 km. When you write 8 kg, that is kilograms, you write kg, 8 kg. So all would be considered as one word. These would be considered as one word. Clear, Deepika? Deepika, is it clear? Yes, thank you. Okay. Next is, however, coal overtook natural gas in 1990, and despite some fluctuation, is set to be the second most used fuel in 2030 with just over 30 Q. You cannot write short forms everywhere. For example, you cannot write, NGO. That is an abbreviation. You can write short form for the units of measurement. For the units of measurement. Now let's take the units of measurement as, let me consider the different units of measurement like kilometer, kilogram, or I would take, I would take meters, I would take centimeter. This is allowed. I would take Q as quadrillion units. I would take million as 30 million. I can take this. Who said I cannot take this? I can take percentage. I can take percent symbol. I cannot take all the symbols, but I can take percent symbol. I can take dollar symbol. I can take pounds symbol. I can definitely write in that way. I can write 7 a.m. This is also considered as, an effective way of writing. This can be written. We can take these all categories. Yes, you can write this, but these all will be considered as one word. It's not going to be considered as one number. So if I take 85 kilometers, then 85 kilometer completely is taken as one word. Okay. If I take this particular point, this is considered as one word. Okay. Now, I am going to allow you just 1 minute to read the complete answer. Please read the complete answer and then let me know if you have any doubts related to the vocabulary or related to any question, anything that you feel you want to ask related to this answer. Just 1 minute to read the complete answer. When it is done, just please send me a message in the chat box saying done. Very good. Great. I need the answers from the other candidates as well. When it is done, please let me know that it is done. Okay. So now, this was the answer related to the line graph. Okay. Now, yes, I again would like to give you the information related to the ebooks. You can see very clearly that we have the actual test. Ma'am, is it necessary to use expression? What type of expression? Kevin, what type of expression you have asked about? Can you give me an example of that expression, please? Until you give the message. Example, no, you cannot do this. So this is what I said. These are short forms. Short forms in the way these are abbreviations. These are colloquial languages. So you cannot, sorry, these are not colloquial languages, sorry. These are abbrevial expressions, like, you know, you take example like this, or you take etc., or you take that is, right? You cannot use these. So sorry, so sorry. Okay. It is, you take example in this way, or you take etc., or you write that is. This is not used. This is not allowed. You cannot take these types of expressions in the exam. You will definitely lose bands, or you will somewhere come and stand at 5 bands. You will not be able to get, you know, more than 5. Okay. Now, to get to know about these things, see, when we talk about the ebooks, then this is actually giving you the access to many tests, many practice tests. I guess the sessions that I took from day 1 to day 12, that is, we are going to complete the 12th day today. These sessions must have given you a very clear picture of, you know, listening module as well as a writing module. Many, if you are able to do the self-practicing as well, these ebooks will actually help you in doing that self-practicing part. And you can book a few sessions with the expert trainers from IELTSMaterial, saying that you need an evaluator to evaluate your writings and speakings. And with the help of the ebooks, you can practice listening and reading by yourself. So you can have an option where, in case if you feel you do not want to, you know, waste a lot of time taking up the whole session, but at least you can go for 2 modules, that is writing and speaking. And we do have that kind of facility, as we have many session plans. We have customized sessions according to the learner's needs. So what you can do is you can take up ebooks, you can get the ebooks, and eventually you will be able to do the practicing part related to listening and reading by yourself. And you can also get along with an expert trainer, and she will help you in educating or improving your skills related to writing and speaking. So you can do this, right? Next is, let's what are the prices of the ebooks? Let me just send you the link. I guess I've already sent it, but I would do that again. You can just visit the store, and you can, you know, just go through the options, different options. You can use this code Jetalal. Okay, what is his name? It is, okay, fine. So Mr. Jetalal, you can definitely go through the you know, website that I have sent you. The link, you can just log into the link, and you can use the code special 20 to get 20% off, because you're attending the sessions, you're giving your time, but this time is beneficial for you only. So yes, you can get the ebooks, and you can start practicing listening, reading, writings, as well as speaking by yourself. And if you want an evaluator, you can definitely contact us. and we would provide you an evaluator for sure. Okay, right. Let's take the another part where I would explain you about the useful vocabulary for graphs and diagrams. Okay, this is not only related to graphs but also the diagrams. Let's take up the table directly. I will just take you to the table directly, and this table describes about the trend and what type of verb can be used and what type of noun can be used with the same word. If I talk about rise, what is the meaning of rise? Can you tell me that? What is the meaning of rise? R-I-S-E. It's not rise, it's rise. Rise. That is a pronunciation. Increase. Yes. Yes. Perfect. It is called as increase. What is the meaning of fall? Decrease. What is the meaning of rise quickly? What is the meaning of rise quickly? The spelling of decline is wrong. Sharp increase. Yes, that's a very good point. You can say it just shooted up like a rocket. Okay, it shooted up right like a rocket. Yes, rapid increase. Exactly. Rohit has given the answer perfectly. It can be called as rapid increase. Okay, with a very, what we say, it has taken a peak. Height, jumped to. Yes, okay, fine. Next is when we take fall quickly. So what can you give? Fall quickly. What can be taken for, to describe falling quickly? What can be taken for that? Collapse. Okay, very good. Then what can be taken for fall quickly? That is already given in the table. Okay, fine. When you take stay the same, it is actually talking about remaining a sudden drop. Very good, Charu. Very good. A sudden drop is a very good answer. Okay, when I talk about the stability, okay, a steady pace which has taken the same, no change over the years. So can we say it as to remain steady, to remain stable, or a steady amount or number? When I talk about a noun, I can talk about a countable noun as well. So I would say a steady amount or a steady number. When we talk about a constant, yes, a constant pace. You can also say plateau. You can also say plateau, which has taken a steady position. Okay. Next is to change unpredictably. So this is called as fluctuation. To fluctuate or a fluctuation. Okay. So this is the part like when we started introduction to writing, many had the many had the queries related to knowing about more and more vocabularies. So can we take this particular session as a demo part where I'm actually explaining you a few vocabularies, and we have different parts. When you take up the one-on-one live session, you will be able to understand if in one-to-many session you are able to learn these many vocabularies. Is it not going to be beneficial if you take the one-on-one session with the trainer? She would be taking a few vocabulary exercises as well, and she would be able to make you understand about the exact vocabulary that can be used according to the topic that is taken or according to the graph that is she's explaining. So just imagine this as a demo class wherein I am restricted to limited content, but when you take one-on-one session, you would be able to have the access to a wide range of materials as well as a wide range of topics, the content, as well as you will be able to do many exercises, clarify those exercises with this with the expert trainer, right? So the point to explain you when we take the sessions for 1 hour or for half an hour or for 45 minutes, the main agenda is to explain you the method, the different methodology that is used by the trainers of IELTS material to make you understand properly about the about the clarity of explaining about the IELTS examination, whether it is academic or general. Clear? Now let's take the next part, wherein they have given an example of using adjectives and adverb. I guess, Jetalal, you are just scrolling the Google. You're searching the Google and you're giving me the different options. But that's it. We have ended up the questionnaire, and now we have come back to the the presentation, the PPT. So here we are going to learn about the adjectives and the adverb that I started with the, okay, fine, no problem. So that's, if you're giving it by yourself, great. If you're giving it by yourself, that's a very good thing. So this shows that how attentive you are to the class. Okay. So now let's come back to the presentation where I discussed this, related to this when we started the class, asking you a few examples of the adjectives and which can be converted into the adverbs. So see, we have a very good, table here where I have described many of the adjectives, changed into adverb, and then even giving an example. So let's take significant, a significant change. If I take significantly, then I can change it to changed significantly, increased significantly. So this is what is the thing, Chahat, which I explained. You have to take it in a way saying that it will be increased significantly. Okay, so you have to take the verb and then you would be taking the adverb. Okay, next is dramatic, sudden, substantial, sharp, consistent, steady, constant, slight, gradual, marginal, modest. Okay, next is when I take these adjectives into adverbs, they can be called as significantly, dramatically, suddenly, substantially, sharply. You can also see these things have been changed according to different tenses as well. Please read the answers. That is, changed significantly, shifts dramatically. If I take changed significantly, I can take it in the past tense. When I take shifts dramatically, then that is in the present tense. When I take has risen suddenly, so this is in the present perfect tense. When I take gained substantially, it is called as past tense. When I take had decreased sharply, it is again past perfect. I'm also giving you how you can actually write in the way of different tenses. In the way of different tenses. So you can see the change that we have taken in the, from the adjective to adverb is just a change by adding ly. Okay, and when you see the word steady, it has been converted into steadily. So I have just removed y and I've added ily. This is the rule of adding a suffix or the prefix, which is again a very detailed concept to be learned related to grammar. Okay, now any questions related to this? Any questions related to this, please? Okay, substantial means, okay, what is the meaning of substantial? A considerable change, a considerable, increase, that is a change which can be noticed properly, which is noticed, which is observed very clearly. So when you feel that this is a change which can be, noticed, a visible change, yes, exactly. A visible change, that is called as a substantial change or a substantial increase. Clear, Deepika? Okay, yes. Any questions related to the vocabulary or related to line graph? See, line graphs are easy, but the point is you should be able to understand which particular category to be taken as the important one and which particular category taken to be the least important. You should be able to categorize these features into the main features, key features and non-key features, I would say. And eventually this will help you in developing a very good answer. Okay, to help you better, let me just explain you the last part. Okay, we are not ending up the session, so please don't think that we are ending up the session. We still have one exercise to go for. But before that, as I explained, you can see the benefits with one-to-many as well. And can we do grouping in line graph also, like table graph? Yes, of course you can do that. We did. We did in this question as well. We grouped one type of fuel and we took the other type of energy consumption, that is, we took the another type of energy, that is natural resources. And we had the other resources, that is fossil fuel resources, and the other resources were the natural resources, right? We grouped them into two groups and then we described them. We can do that. We can definitely do that. Okay. Now, again, coming back to the presentation, here, as I said, this is one-to-many, and still I'm able to answer your questions. Just imagine how you would be able to do that in one-to-one. You will be able to have the access to many mock tests plus a very good feedback. Okay, the feedback is given in the form of a report card. Again, this is one thing which I'm going to introduce today is we would be presenting a report card. When you join the sessions, initially you will be given a diagnostic test. You attend that test and you will get a report card that at the initial stage, where are you standing? Are you standing at 5 bands? You're standing at 6 bands? And then slowly and steadily after completing the sessions and appearing for different mock tests, you will be getting the report cards every time. So when you just, notice those report cards, you will be able to see the progression. The progression means the progress that you are making with each and every report card. So initial diagnostic test, it was only 6 bands, and then eventually it took over to 6.5, and then 7, and then 7.5, and then 8. So yes, at the end, you are somewhere at the level of your desired bands. And then you can book your test, or you can make up a plan by yourself, taking 1 month. And in this 1 month, I would be taking the sessions with IELTSMaterial, where I'll be giving many mock tests. I'll be getting the report cards, and related to those report cards, I will be able to make the improvements in my examination as well. So this is the best thing that you can do. And this particular system, I don't think so anyone would be able to provide, because I clearly know that many online platforms, they only give the group sessions, not the one-on-one session. And even if they give the group session related to 5 or 6 students, no evaluation is provided. That is the best part. You need an evaluator. You need to know where you're standing. Where are your, weakness? Which are your weakness, and the areas where you are struggling with, how you can improve in those areas. Everything would be explained by the expert trainer. Here, if I take my position as well, it's only me who is, interacting, or it is only me who is talking. It is a kind of monologue, yes or no? But when you are sitting with a trainer, with an expert trainer, you would be able to talk to her as much as you want. Many actually, when we started the session, day 2, day 3, many requested that if the session, or if they can be, unmuted, but that's not possible. If I unmute everyone, I would not be able to listen to any of the participants, because everybody would want to speak up. Everybody would want to ask many questions. So it would become really difficult for me to answer these questions. But when you are there with a live trainer, just it is you, and you can ask many questions to the trainer, many. Okay, and with this, you will be able to improve in your performance. Now, let's come back to the next part, that is the exercise. I actually made you understand related to this part, right? We're going to do the exercise. So the questions are, let me just make you understand. The question says the following sentences contain verb phrases to describe statistics. Rewrite them with noun phrases. How it can be done? There is an example given. The number rose, and that can be written as there was a rise in the number. There was a rise. Rose has been taken into a rise. Okay. Rose, the past tense of the rose is converted or replaced by was. There was a rise in the number. You can also take it as an active or a passive voice, which can be changed into an active and a passive context. This is what you need to do with this particular category. The questions, I would read out the questions and make you understand what are these questions. The price of cat food surged from $1.50 to $2.00. A can in late. What is the meaning of a can? They're talking about the aluminum cans. Okay, it's not the verb, it's not the modal verb. They're talking about the aluminum cans. A can in late 2010. They are talking about the increase in price related to one can, one food can, and in the year 2010. You don't have to change the complete sentence. You only have to change the word that is surged. If you want to change the complete sentence, you can go for it. You can definitely go for it. If you are able to change the verb, phrase, phrasal verb into phrasal noun, perfectly fine. Don't give the answers now. I will give you the time to give the answers. Okay. So just wait for some time. Let me complete the explanation, Deepika. The next one is the price of oil dropped steadily towards the end of the decade. You have to change the phrase that is dropped steadily. The next part is the number of people moving to the city remains steady during the period. Remains steady. That is what you need to change. Or you can change the complete sentence as well. Again, I'm coming back to the point. You can change the complete sentence. Deepika, I would request you, okay, slightly increase. Okay, fine, you can give the answer, no problem. Then we'll discuss about the answers. Again, please make sure that you all give the answers quickly together. Don't do it one after the other, because many would be giving the answers and might be your first one will be going up and the second one and the third one. So you will not be following the sequence. So give the answers together. Next is the government reduced subsidies and prices fluctuated widely for the rest of the year. Reduced and fluctuated are the two words which you can change. And then the fifth one is the percentage of people traveling to work by bus increased dramatically from 11% to 23%, while the percentage using cars dropped slightly to 18%. Now, what you can do is the instruction is either you can change the word or you can change the sentence, but do not change the meaning. Okay. To do this, I will give you 5 minutes. To complete this, I will give you 5 minutes. I'll start the timer and I will give you 5 minutes. Your time starts now. Your time starts now. You can actually give the answers. You have 5 minutes to give the answers. And then we'll also check what answers I have given. You can write the complete sentence. If you feel you want to change the sentence, then you can write the complete sentence. Okay, do one thing. Rather than taking 5 minutes, what we can do is, because might be, you'll get bored or you'll get distracted. Give the answer for the first one. Give the answer for the first one. Give the answer for the first one. Increased. Okay. Are you not going to change it into the what we say, noun phrases? Rose or rise, slightly increased. Okay, fine. Next. Next. Escalated. Okay. Escalated. Okay. Fine. But do you think, or don't you think the escalation goes upwards as well as it goes downwards as well? You need to describe it properly. Escalated. Okay, let's take escalated. If you're taking escalated, fine. Shot up. Shot up. Okay, fine. What can be taken for the next one? Second one. I'm not sure. The price of cat food saw a surge from, okay, fine. That's completely fine, Charu. Whatever answer you feel you can give. Let's take the second one. What can be taken for the second one? Dropped, steadily, constantly decreased. Okay. The price of oil experienced a steady drop towards the end of the decade. I guess, Charu, you have given the second one correctly. Very good. Experienced a steady drop. Okay, fine. Very good. Went down gradually. Okay, Deepika, this is for second one. So if I take the sentence, also please make sure that you keep your answer in the sentence and then give the answer. So if I take the price of oil went down gradually towards the end of the decade. Okay, fine. Next. Next. Anyone else for the second one? Okay, let's take the third one. Fell constantly. Is it fell constantly? Both are correct, right? Should it be easier for us to just change the highlighted phrases as it would save us time? You can take it in both the ways. If you feel that what we say, what answers did you give? Increased and escalated. Okay, you can take both. You can take both. For the second one, you can also take remain constant. Okay, you have taken the number of people moving to the city was constant during the period. Was constant. The number of people moving to the city was constant. Was steady or was steady during the period. The number of people moving to the city remained constant, remained steady, was steady. So you can write it this way. I guess was constant is not grammatically correct. Remain the same, were steady. Okay. Okay. Next can be, it should be where the number of people moving to the city were constant during the period, were steady during the period. No change. Wow. You have to present a change. That is what is the point. How can you write a sentence in a different way? How can you change the sentence but not changing the meaning? How can you change it to a different sentence structure but not changing the meaning? That is what we are doing. If you say no change, then how is it possible that you would be able to, paraphrase or rephrase, or how you can present it with a different sentence structure? How can you do that? Okay, let's take the fourth one. Can we take the fourth one, please? Reduced, fluctuated. Okay, at least fifth one. The percentage of people traveling to work by bus increased dramatically, while the percentage using cars dropped slightly. Okay, let's take the answers. I'll make you understand. There was a surge. The fifth one, the percentage of people traveling to work spiked. Okay. Traveling to work. Traveling to work by bus. You have to write that, by bus. Okay. I have taken the sentences exactly the format of this. I told you very clearly the number rows. There was a rise in the number. Take it in this format. But you all started presenting it in a different way. But that's completely fine. Let's take it here. The answer is, I can take the answer. There was a surge in the price of cat food from this to this. per can in late 2010. A can is converted into per can. And also surged is changed into a surge. This sentence is in the active voice. This sentence is somewhere taken in the passive voice, changing the subject to the predicate and changing the predicate to the subject, or taking the subject in a different position, right? So the answer is there was a surge in the price of cat food, and this particular part is taken in the same way. Okay, next is the price of oil dropped steadily towards the end of the decade. There was a steady drop. There was a steady drop in the price of oil towards the end of the decade. If I have to take the answer of the other students, that is, if I take fell gradually, went down gradually. So what can I do? There was a gradual drop. Can I take this? There was a gradual drop in the price of oil towards the end of the decade. I can take it in this way as well to change the sentence. Constant decrease. Yes, perfect. There was a constant decrease in the price of oil towards the end of the decade. I can take this as well. Next is the number of people moving to the city remained steady during the period. There was a steady number of people moving to the city during the period. There was a steady number of people, or you can say there was a steady number which remained constant. You don't have to take remain constant because it will again mean the same steady. Okay, so this is perfect. You don't have to take remained again. Then the government reduced subsidies and prices fluctuated wildly for the rest of the year. And the answer is there was a reduction. There was a reduction in subsidies by the government. So this is a passive sentence, complete passive sentence. By the government, a passive way of talking about the subject. So there was a reduction in subsidies by the government and a wild fluctuation in prices for the rest of the year. Next is the percentage of people traveling to work by bus increased dramatically from 11% to 23%, while the percentage using cars dropped slightly to 18%. The answer is there was a dramatic increase, increased dramatically, a dramatic increase in the percentage of people traveling to car by bus from 11% to 23%, while there was a slight drop, slightly dropped or dropped slightly, a slight drop in the percentage of people using cars to 18%. Clear? So this is the way how you would be able to organize your ideas, or you can make changes. Why I've explained this is, for example, you have two categories and both the categories have increased over the period. You can take one sentence in this way and you can take the second sentence in this way, changing the phrasal verbs into phrasal nouns, and you can make it in, you can make one sentence into a simple sentence and the other one into a passive sentence. Okay, so wherein when you take up the session, you will be able to learn about active and passive sentences, which is very important to be learned when you are writing the essays or you are writing the reports of any graph. Generally, it is advised, if you are comfortable writing the sentences, I'm not talking about each and every sentence structure, but 2 or 3 sentences in the passive form, then it is going to be a very good impression. Your reports will be rated with good bands, because when you take a sentence structure, generally people are able to give out simple, they are able to develop complex, compound, because you know what are connectors, what are linkers. What about passive sentence? So many students, they do not have the idea that they can use passive sentences. They don't have the idea what are the passive sentences. So when you take up the one-on-one live session, the trainer will make you understand about the different sentence structures, how they can be formed, and even in each paragraph explaining you that the first sentence is simple, the second one is complex, the third one is passive. Again, taking a simple to end of the paragraph, everything will be explained in detail. If you want to get good bands in your writing skills or speaking skills, then definitely you should go for one-on-one session. Okay? Any other questions related to today's task? Yes, I need the feedback, please. I already had sent the link to provide the feedback. If you can do that, that would be really helpful to me. If I would like to, make any changes related to the teaching method or related to any part, then your feedback actually matters a lot. So it's a request. If you can give me the feedback with the help of this particular link that I've sent, it will be a great help for me. Okay. So in case if you have any other question, you can, ask me. You can ask me any question if you have. You can please go ahead. Any question. Any questions, please?